This video is on how to paint acrylics on glass. We start by wiping down the bottle with alcohol. Then we take a basic acrylic paint, doesn't matter if it's white, black, whatever color you want to, and we start outlining our image onto the bottle. In this case, I'm using white. I am sketching out the design in white to make things easier for me to see. I'm also blocking in the basic colors that I need for the bird. So I'm starting off with white and going slightly darker with the gray. I will be adding a little bit of shading to this with black and adding a little bit of highlight here and there with the white. But I don't usually take any of the excess paint off of my brush. I tend to just use whatever I have on there. I'm now adding a little bit of blue to the gray that I already have mixed, and little blue highlights around the black areas as well. Really, it is all about painting up little areas of the bird rather than thinking of it as a whole piece of art. It's little individual parts of one larger bird here. So as I go in and add a little bit of detail, some smaller dots and dashes here for the texture of the wings and the beak and the legs, you'll see that I use the very tip of my brush to do this. I want it to be very delicate, so I'm almost tickling the bottle. Here I'm adding a coat of color to the background. This is fairly simple. All I'm doing is just picking up orange and red and mixing it on the bottle as I work with it. I'm even adding a little bit of blues and greens to create a little bit more contrast so that it's not all the same color. I typically use a larger brush for this to outline all of the area. You can see this one is the final product of me just covering the bottle. Next, I am starting to add the berries at the bottom of the bottle and giving a little bit more accent to the branch that I have the bird on. So again, I just outline this in white and start blocking the colors in. I use a solid color and then go in and add some highlight. I even go in and add a little bit of shadow. And my white isn't even dry yet, but it still picks up a little bit of the color. And then go back over it with a little bit more red to define it, to make it a little bit brighter. So I'm essentially doing a smaller version of an underpainting on this by adding the whites and the purples and the yellows to this. I'm also going to be adding a little bit more detail with branches and snow in the background. So you'll see as I extend this, I'm just bringing my branches out in gray, adding a little bit of black for shadows and a little bit of white for highlights, a little bit more dots for the snow. Make sure that you are using just the tip of your brush for this. And we should have a finished product of a bird bottle.